Welcome to the Ramblers Vault. Deep within the heart of the round table, hidden vault lies dormant, holding secrets of the universe. Tonight, the vault door has been unlocked, exposing the declassified alien and UFO case files, handpicked for their intensity and intrigue.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ramblers Vault. I'm your host, Scott Nichols, and we're going to dive right into these case files with case file number 5, the Aztec Breach. It was March 1948, Hart Canyon, New Mexico. The desert doesn't keep secrets well. The sun usually burns them out into the open. But what Silas Newton and Leo Gebauer found out there was a secret the earth wasn't ready to swallow. Imagine the heat, that dry, choking New Mexico air that sticks in your throat. Newton and Gebauer weren't out there for a stroll. They were chasing a rumor they crested a ridge, boots crunching on the scorched earth, expecting to find a downed military bird or a weather balloon gone rogue. Instead, they found a silent giant. It wasn't an airplane. No wings, no tail, no rivets, no roar of a dying engine. Just a polished, seamless disc about 100 feet across, sitting in the dust like it had been dropped by a steady hand. They approached with caution, the kind of caution you have when you realize the world you knew just got a whole lot bigger. They found a breach, a small hole, a tear in the side of this craft, likely from a mid-air collision. They didn't call the authorities, not yet. They climbed inside, and that's where logic stopped. The interior was pristine. No controls, no levers, no mess. It was cold, unnaturally cold, compared to the 100-degree heat outside. And then they saw them. 16 occupants, small, humanoid, and perfectly still. They were sitting there, scorched. And here's the part that keeps me up, Ramblers. The bodies were charred, burned to a dark mahogany crisp, as if they'd been hit by a localized flash of 1,000 suns. But the suits, the flight gear they were wearing was untouched. No singe marks, no melted fabric. The ship's interior was clean enough to eat off of. How does the pilot burn without scorching the seat? It defies every law of physics got on the books. Newton and Gebauer didn't get to keep their discovery for long. Within hours, the perimeter was crawling. The military moved in with speed that only comes from pre-scripted. They dismantled it, loaded it onto trucks, and moved it to Los Alamos. By the time the press got wind, the story had changed. The government didn't just cover the tracks, they buried the road. They turned Newton and Gebauer into punchlines to make sure no one looked too closely at those 16 souls that burned in a cold room. Case file number 5 closed, but never settled. Let's dive right into case file number 6, the Texas shutdown. November 2nd, 1957, 11 p.m. A quiet, dry night on the Texas South Plains. Pedro Cecido and Joe Salas are driving their old farm truck 4 miles west of Leveland on Route 116 when the world turns blue. A massive rocket-shaped object with a brilliant yellow flame at its tail screams across the sky, heading straight for the truck. The engine instantly cuts out. The headlights flicker once and go pitch black. Panicked, Pedro jumps out. He dives into the dirt, burying his head in his hands as he hides in the ditch. Joe stays frozen in the cab. The object passes directly overhead with a defying thunderclap and a blast of heat that rocks the truck on its tires. As the blue glow fades into the distance, the truck's lights suddenly spring back to life and the engine restarts as if nothing happened. Pedro rushes to a phone. At the police station, Officer A.J. Fowler listens to the frantic report of a space rocket and a dead engine, but he dismisses it as a prank. He tells Pedro to forget it. 1 hour later, 11:55 p.m., the phone at the station rings again. This time, it's Jim Wheeler, driving 4 miles east of town on Route 385. He isn't laughing. Wheeler reports a massive, brilliant, lit, egg-shaped object, over 200 feet long, sitting right in the middle of the asphalt. As he approached it, his car died and his lights failed. He stepped out of the vehicle, standing in the eerie silence of the plain, staring at that craft that spanned the entire width of the road. Without a sound, the giant egg lifted vertically and vanished. The moment it cleared the horizon, Wheeler's car regained full power. The skepticism at the police station evaporates. The phone lines are now jammed from every direction, north, south, east, and west. The reports are identical. Groups of cars are pulled over on the side of the highways. Engines dead, electronics fried. People are seen climbing onto the hoods of their car, squinting into the night sky to track the pulsing orange and red domes that are hovering over the cotton fields. Leveland is in the middle of a technological blockade. This wasn't the first time the Texas skies defied logic. In August of 1951, in nearby Lubbock, 3 highly respected scientists from the Texas Technological College, Dr. Robinson, Dr. Oberg, and Professor Ducker, were sitting in the backyard, observing the stars. These were men of data and physics. Yet, they were stunned when a perfect V formation of 15 to 13 blue-green lights silently glided overhead at a speed their calculations couldn't justify. Nearby, a young man named Carl Hart Jr. spotted the same formation. He didn't just watch in awe. He took action. Hart ran into his house, grabbed his Kodiak 35 camera, and raced back into the backyard. In a matter of seconds, he managed to snap 5 clear photographs of the glowing V as it made multiple passes. These images remain some of the most debated pieces of evidence in UFO history. The response from the military was swift and dismissive. They moved in with a theory that insulted the intelligence of the witnesses. They said geese. They claimed the Lubbock lights were nothing more than plovers, reflecting the town's new mercury vapor streetlights. For the Leveland incident, they doubled down, blaming ball lightning and a freak electronical storm, despite the fact that every witness reported the sky was bone dry and filled with stars. The official files were closed and marked as explained. But geese don't fly at a perfect geometric V formation at Mach speed. And ball lightning doesn't selectively shut down internal combustion engines on 4 different highways simultaneously. The Air Force had their theories, but scientists of Lubbock and the people of Loveland had the truth. Data meets soul, logic meets light. Case file number 6 remains unsolved. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me on the Ramblers Vault tonight. Take care and much love.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. The Ramblers Vault is now closed, locked, and sealed until next time. If the whispers of the vault have sparked your curiosity, join us again when the vault is reopened and another declassified and mysterious file is revealed. If you enjoy the vault vibe, be sure to like and subscribe to Ramblers of the Round Table podcast and on Facebook too.